Hello Libra, my name is Paul and this is Dove and Serpent Tarot. And this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And if there is anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And wow, look at that Ace of Swords. This is really good. This is commitment. This is dedication. This is your enlightenment. This is your awareness of truth, right? What a perfect time for this card, right? It is the beginning of Libra season. Happy birthday month to all of you Libras out there. If you're watching for your sun sign, that is. This is really good. We're going to put this into some context. Yeah. All right, we see already we see a lot of air and water already. A lot of air and water. And then we see practical earth energy come into it. Of course we do, right? Of course we do. All right, let's see. More earth, more air. Yeah, I like these cards. I think I kind of got a feel for what's going on here. We've got all of this air and water, and we're trying to push forward. We're trying to get stuff done. We're trying to do things, right? We have ideas, we have projects, we have goals. Yeah. And we want to succeed in those goals, and we want to be in control. But I kind of think, see, we have a Queen of Swords and we have a Queen of Wands here. I wonder if you're kind of coming on too strong here in some aspect of your life. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one card from the Waitsmith. Oh, and that one got stuck to my fingers. That will be it. We'll put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. Now, with that card, we're not going to look at it until the end. Hopefully, it will tie everything together. Hopefully, it will give us the confirmation that we need. And if at any point during the reading you get a sense of what that is, I want you to type your answer into the comment section. I'm trying to make this channel more interactive. I'm trying to get some audience participation, make it more fun, you know. I want to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, collectively tap into spirit, to source, to our own intuition, and get a feel for that mystery card, right? So feel free to type your answer in at any point. If you don't want to play along, that's okay too. It's your birthday month. You can do whatever you want. There will be a moment at the end of the reading, a moment of stillness where we can all put our answers in. Okay. But first, let's look at this, because I notice now that we don't have any major arcana, right? Not a single one. But what we do have is this ace, which this is kind of acting in the place of spirit right now. We don't have any major arcana because this is all you, right? And I mean that in a good way, that you are connected. You are the representative on earth of spirit, okay? And I think that's very important. We have a little bit of fire. We've got, in all honesty, just a little bit of water. But there's water hidden in both of these too. It's the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands. It's the watery aspect of this different suits, okay? So we do have a little bit of hidden water. But we've got the water here. We've got the air energy here, 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 and here. Oh, and here. And then just a little bit of this earth energy. So we'll start with the Ace of Swords. I feel like you've got such great ideas, right? I feel like your mind is just so active and so creative right now. You've got plans. It's just you're a good idea machine, you know? And because we have a lot of court cards here, I feel like you're trying to get other people to come along too. You're trying to get people excited. You're trying to share your information, share your ideas, share your enlightened mind, right? But I feel like other people are just busy or they're just defensive, or they're just distracted, or they're just not interested, or they're skeptics, they're non-believers. And that's fine. It doesn't take away the truth of what you're doing, of what you're trying to communicate. And if they're not ready to join you, well, that's fine. Their loss. Maybe they'll come around, right? I feel like this is a good time for you to dedicate yourself to something, though, because this is pretty specific. This isn't just, I think you're this good idea machine, but I think it's a good time to commit to one thing. Maybe you already are committed to one thing. Now would be a good time to renew that commitment, right? To reaffirm your essential truth. Recommit to that, right? Recommit to that. It could be that we're still looking for that one thing to commit to. Okay? It could be. And I say that because we have the Prince of Cups here. This is air and water together. And incidentally, this is air and water together too, the Queen of Swords, kind of reversed there with the energies. I feel like we're trying to line up our thinking and our feeling. That's been a common theme here recently. A lot of air and water mixtures here, right? The only thing that is interfering with our creation, with our progress, with us achieving our goals, is our commitment, heart and mind, right? And body, soul, our full commitment, right? Because we want to live authentically, and I think you're doing that. I think you will find that when you renew your commitment to this, when you reaffirm this promise, when you take this oath, even if you already have, if you want to restate it, then I think we'll find that our life is going to change like never before. See, there's air in this one too, right? This is air of earth, the Prince of Discs. This is taking your commitment, your promise, your oath, and now you're living it. I really think your life, I think this is a very important solar return for you. If you're watching this for your sun sign, I think this is going to be the best birthday month you've ever had, right? But I think for whatever your Libra placement is, it's a good time for us to reaffirm this, to find this truth, to find this Ace of Swords in our life, and make sure we've got a firm grip on it. Restate the oath, reaffirm our intentions, right? Make the promise all over again. And that's how we're going to move forward. That's how we're going to change our life. That's how you're going to be living more authentically, your heart and mind unified. This is really beautiful. And we see a lot of that combination. You see, when we look at this, we really only have fire and earth here. Well, let's say these two, fire and earth. This is straight from creation. This is creating, and this is the created, right? Fire and earth, the will, the intention, the inspiration, and the practical doing of it. Right. I love, on this channel, I always talk about fire and earth. It's direct manifestation of the Spirit. The only thing that gets in the way is all of this water and air, right? And that's why we need the water and air to be unified so that it does not create the resistance in that circuit from fire to earth. So when we can harmonize the water and the air, our thinking and our feeling, when we can harmonize that, we act as the perfect conduit for that spiritual fire, that creative fire, into our lives, into manifestation. I think your life is changing like never before. I do think that we are trying to get other people to come on board, and we might be just coming in a little bit too strong, right? We've got this Queen of Wands up here. We might have to temper that a little bit. It's almost like the idea here, especially with the Queen of Swords up top, is, you have this conviction, you know the truth, you know the authenticity and the wonder of what you're doing, of what your idea is, of what your commitment is. So just be in your confidence. Maybe this is just being a little bit detached, a little bit aloof, right? They'll come around eventually. They'll come around eventually. They'll stop their denial or their skepticism or their uncertainty or their distracted energy. They'll come around. Okay? They'll come around. Don't be too pushy. That's the idea here with the Queen of Wands up here in this position. Don't be too pushy. Eventually, they will come under your leadership, as it were, and they'll see the light. That is you, you know. I like that very, very much. Let's see. We do have some doubt and some skepticism and some uncertainty. The Eight of Swords over here in the position of what we don't want is kind of the opposite of this central truth, right? We don't want to be confused. We don't want to be stuck in our head too much. We want to know the truth. We want to know what oath to take. We want to know what our truth is and what our promise is. We don't want to be so wrapped up in thinking about it that we never actually get to do it, right? So this is important not to get too wrapped up in figuring out what your truth is. We don't really have to spend too much time doing the math, you know? I'm not very good at math anyway. It's a matter of, I think, feeling what is our truth, what is our deepest, most authentic will, right? And then down here, we got a Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords always requires us to use an affirmation card. The language of flowers. My wife got me these. Anytime we get a 5, a 7, an 8 or 9 of swords, we do an affirmation card. Okay. And I think this is important because the Seven of Swords underneath everything shows that we might be prone to distractions, or that we're worried about distractions, or that we're the type of person who can take an oath, can make a promise, can find our truth, but then also find another one. That we might have a difficult time narrowing our lives down to one kind of commitment at a time. Because you're a good idea machine, because you have so many interests, you have so much energy. You're that cardinal air, right? You're that fiery air energy. So I feel like you always have new ideas and you love starting new things. You love taking an oath, making a promise, and moving forward with something, but we don't want to get distracted by all of these great ideas, right? Let's try one affirmation card and see what it'll tell us about this Seven of Swords. Ooh, the status, adaptation. Change will be better than you think. Change, adaptation. Well, I did say that your life is changing like never before. And maybe there is a little bit of adaptation that is needed here. We don't see any major arcana. With the idea of adaptation, I like to see the Magician card in here because that's someone that can kind of, that can roll with the punches, that can adapt to the changing circumstances. It's like you're on stage, you're doing a performance, and there's always a variable, right? Life throws you a curveball, and you're able to flow with it and dance with it, and everybody thinks it's just part of the show, right? So we need to have that ability. So I think that maybe this Ace of Swords that we're finding is going to be different. I think maybe your life is changing. And when we commit to this, maybe this is going to be requiring us to adapt, right? To kind of learn how to function in this singular kind of commitment. If this is a new career, a new study, a new spiritual path, a new religion, if this is just an idea of a course of study or something that you want to dive into and immerse yourself in for the next week, the next month, the next year, or whatever. Maybe it's a relationship, it could be. Maybe it's going to take a little bit of this adaptation. Maybe the Seven of Swords is you kind of nervous about making such a big commitment in your life. Maybe you're committing to a contract to work somewhere or to travel somewhere, or you're buying the ticket Now you're a little bit nervous about taking the ride. Yeah. That moves us to the path of the serpent. And we've got the Seven of Pentacles. This is the fear of failure, right? This is the fear that that our environment is not going to be as beautiful as we thought it was. See, this is Saturn in Taurus. So we're worried that the kind of life that we're used to living, the luxuries that we're used to having, the success that we're used to seeing, is somehow going to be restricted. You know, you like what you like, right? You're ruled by Venus after all. You like what you like around you, like a certain amount of beauty and luxury in your life. So I think that we're worried with this commitment that we might be restricting some of that, right? Diminishing that sense of beauty and luxury around us. But we get a direct counterbalance. See, this is Saturn in this Seven of Pentacles. This is Jupiter in this Nine of Cups. And this is actually the position of your environment. This is telling me exactly what the status says here. I think that's how you say it, a status. The adaptation, change will be better than you think. We're kind of scared it's going to look like this dark card here, but really it's going to be bliss. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. Right? Nine of Cups in the environment. Yeah, it can't get any better than this, right? We're not expecting this. This is what's so cool about this, is that we're kind of worried it's going to be kind of like this, but no, you've got a Nine of Cups. This is going to be the best Libra season ever, I think. Okay. Now, we talked about the Eight of Swords. We got to avoid that. We talked about the Queen of Wands. We've got to kind of avoid that too. We don't want to be too pushy, right? We don't want to come on too strong. I think if you go a little bit more Queen of Swords up here, eventually the other people involved will come around. It could be that there is, maybe one particular person that we're trying to convince of this truth that we've found, and we want them to come with us or something, and they're not sure yet, right? The Princess of Swords here in the back is just kind of someone who's a little bit skeptical. It's like you're trying to convince them and convince them and convince them, and they're just like, I need to think about it. Just stop being so pushy and let them come to the realization that you're right. Okay? They'll see it. They'll see the light. They'll come around. So it's a little bit of skepticism, a little bit of defensiveness. They feel that they're taken kind of off guard by your assertiveness. Okay? And then, of course, the Prince of Pentacles. This is all actually going to happen. Right? Otherwise, with just what we have here, without the earth energy, this is all just theory. And even the fear here is kind of a theory that it's not really going to work out very well. Well, what if it doesn't work at all? What if you don't even do it? What if this plan, this commitment, this ticket, what if it never gets off the ground? What if it never begins? Well, that's why we have this fixed earth energy. This is saying that if you make this commitment, if you renew this commitment, or you have your Ace of Swords, you're going to manifest it. This is the progress. This is the activity in the physical realm, right, of whatever this plan is. So this is we have everything we need here. This is really beautiful. This is really, really nice. There is this need here with the Queen of Wands. There is a need to learn patience. Don't be so pushy. Just be a little bit aloof. Be a little bit patient. They will come around. You focus on working out your plans, right, of making this commitment and getting your things in order, getting yourself in order, and everyone else, or if it's one person, whatever, they'll come around, okay? But we don't want to push them away by being too assertive with this plan, or with this idea, or whatever it might be. Let's look at the mystery card now. Thank you, Alien Simon, Mork Ripley. This is the point in the reading where I'm going to try to get everyone to raise your vibrations, right? Tap into your intuition, and let's see if we can discern this mystery card. I like to make this a little interactive. So if you'd like to pause the video, feel free to do so. Type your answers into the comment section. You don't have to if you don't want. We'll just have a moment of stillness. I'll switch the camera so you can see what the energies are. And it's okay if you don't know what these cards are. It's maybe not a very popular tarot deck. But just get a feel for the colors and the vibe and try to connect with the images and what we've already discussed, what we think this is going to be. What is it going to be? Well, the only thing I can think of now, since we're going into Libra season, this is your birthday month for some of you, this has got to be the Justice card, right? The Libra card. It's your power card, and we'll get to ring the bell. Otherwise, 9 or a 10 of discs, right? To show that this is all actually going to happen, that all of your work is going to result in this really awesome event or life or whatever period of time that this is going to take place. Yeah, I think either a 9 or a 10 of discs or your power card, that Justice card. Oh, yeah. Look at that Justice card. This is, got to ring the bell. This is your power card. This is showing that it really, truly is going to be the best month of the year, right? That you're achieving all of your goals, that things are going to just happen for you, that this happiness and bliss is going to be like nothing you've seen before. Truly, truly amazing. You're right in your element. This is the best thing that we could ask for. I really am happy about this. We're going to do an extended reading. Libra, if you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. New readings for Libra come out every Wednesday and Saturday at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell thing so you don't miss the next reading. Okay? I want to thank you for watching this reading all the way through until the end. That really does help out the algorithm, which in turn helps out the channel. Okay? And remember, Libra, that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. Thank you, and I love you very much.